I'd never been to a festival by myself
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, Shakira, friend Shakira,
Right.
coworker Shakira,
Lovely Shakira.
as you know,
Yeah.
um, she went to Odessa with me, but the next 2 days, I went on my own, and so that was kind of like, I guess,
Nice.
a little solo trip. I
Yeah.
stayed in a hostel. I think I've told you this, but I stayed in a
Mm-hmm.
hostel, my very first US hostel in Phoenix, which
Okay.
was, I love that. I love that one. I still remember it. And it was walkable to the festival. And
Mm-hmm.
everything just seemed to work out. And that's where I actually learned that you can work and live at a hostel.
Really? That was the first place. Did somebody like working there tell you all about it, or?
Yeah, well, I was just in the kitchen one day and I was just like, started chatting with someone that was in there. He goes, "Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
actually like work here and live here." And I'm like, "What? That's crazy."
Mm-hmm.
And then he actually met his girlfriend in the hostel as well. They were like rooming together, and then that's how they met. And I'm
Oh
like,
wow.
"Wow, that's cool. That's a
Uh-huh.
great story." I love that.
Nice. Well, yeah, we can. I guess we can get into that. So you left Jimmy John's. When did you leave Jimmy John's?
I left Jimmy John's January 2020. Um,
Okay.
I was living in Denver. Started living in Denver in July, and then I knew that I was kind of getting tired of Jimmy John's, but tired of Jimmy John's because it wasn't what I wanted to do, not
Mm-hmm.
because I absolutely hated my life, but
Yeah. Well, we both did
because
similar things. We kind of like. I feel like I got burnt out and just started to make a change. So I definitely know what that feeling is like for sure.
yeah, got a little burnt out on the work, doing the same thing every day, and
Mm-hmm.
knowing in the back of my mind, it's like, well, I really want to get into the music industry, but I there's there was opportunities in Denver, but I was tired on the weekends, or I just wanted to go to shows on the weekends. I didn't want to like volunteer my time after work. I was tired. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I just, during the day, I mean, your entire day is taken up by doing the Jimmy John stuff, making sandwiches, passing them out,
Yeah.
making people days, of course. But in the back of my mind, I knew that that wasn't what I wanted to do. And it felt like a little bit of a waste of time. So I wanted to get into the music industry. And I had volunteered in Denver a couple times with the company, and at various festivals. But this so there's South by Southwest in Austin, and I had been I had volunteered with them 2 years prior, and I knew that the stage manager position was open, and I knew that it was a volunteer opportunity. Um, so I thought of this plan whenever I thought of this plan. I knew about South by Southwest because when I was at the hostel, I was like, oh, I could work and live in a hostel. I wonder if there's any in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started looking them up in Austin, and there's five hostels down there.
Okay. So how did you
And
choose the one that you ended up working at?
they're the first people that emailed me back.
That's how it goes. That's awesome.
Yeah, so my plan was to live and work in the hostel um, for free room and board because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really want to move to Austin just for a um, volunteer position. So
Yeah,
I
it
was
makes
like,
sense.
well, let's just go on this little adventure. And it seemed, when I first came up with the plan, I was like, okay, that's a long time off. But then in like last December, maybe November or December in 2019, I got an email and they're like, "Do you want to volunteer for South by again?" And then I thought of my plan again.
Mm-hmm.
Thought of, oh, the hostel and then the volunteer, like
The
a
stars aligned.
lot of moving parts, but I sent a couple emails. I sent my interest form in, and I had both of the interviews on the same day, and I was feeling super good that day. For some reason, I was just like ready and so excited, and everything aligned. Everything was perfect. I got both jobs that day. And
Wow.
I was like, I guess I'm doing this.
Yeah, this is happening. This is real.
Yeah, and then I got a subleaser in Denver, and, I planned the last day that I was gonna work at Jimmy John's and
Everything fell
left.
into place. That's
It
amazing.
it felt it it felt so right. It felt so right.